Hi everyone, I'm going to be showing you a technique this afternoon that involves using rubber bands to create a lovely pattern on your card. Now, I've never tried this before. I don't know what my card is going to look like when it's finished, but I thought I would just make a card off the bat, a little bit impromptu, and we're going to see what we end up with. So I've got 4 colours that I'm using today: Pear Pizzazz, Old Olive, which is a very similar colour. Old Olive is a little bit darker, Garden Green, and some basic black. I'm going to be using the Vintage Leaves stamp set and the Watercolour Word stamp set, and I'm going to use the Hooray sentiment out of that. So this is the idea that I've come up with in my head. We're going to make the card and then see what it looks like, so fingers crossed. But even if it doesn't turn out to be a very nice card, you'll get to see the technique that I'm showing you, and you'll get the idea. So I've actually already masked off an area on a piece of white Whisper White card. That's our card base. And I'm going to get the lightest colour, which is Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to sponge this area here that I've masked off. So the easiest way is always to start off with your card and work your way on. Doesn't have to be particularly neat. We're actually going to be stamping over the top of this, so we just want some basic colour behind. So we do this in some circular motions. Start this side as well and work this way, and then as you can see, we're getting a lovely sponge design. It doesn't have to be perfect. Went under the line a little bit there, under the post-it notes. Don't think it matters too much. Right, there we go. So that's our first part done. So that was Pear Pizzazz. So I've got my acrylic blocks and I've put some random rubber bands round. And these are going to create our pattern when we stamp over the top like that. So using some Garden Green and some Old Olive, I'm going to stamp a random pattern over the top. So like I say, this is the first time that I've ever tried this. So I've just put some ink on there and I'm just stamping over the area that I've masked off. It's looking pretty good actually. This is the Old Olive. Now I've got a bit of a twist there, and it doesn't matter too much actually. It feels a bit weird when I'm stamping down. That's actually really quite nice. Now I don't know whether I should add another colour or whether I should just use this smaller one. I don't know. I'm trying to think, what colour could I put on? Maybe some Always Artichoke, maybe some Smoky Slate actually, just for some lighter lines. Yeah, that works well. I can just make those out. Quite like doing an impromptu video like this, but you've only got one shot at it. So if I fluff this up somewhere, then unfortunately we'll just have to go with it. There we go. Ooh, just knocked the camera. Sorry if you can see the top of my head. Okay, so we'll just leave that to dry a minute. Just close these up. And as I said, I've gone for a leaf from Vintage Leaves and also a Hooray sentiment, which I'm looking at it now. I'm not sure if that's the right sentiment, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so archival basic black stamping pad. This is brilliant. It's super juicy. It gives you a lovely black neat print, and you can use this for watercolouring, but you do need to give it a good chance to dry. I keep smudging my cards because I don't give it long enough to dry, and then I put my hand in. So now I'm removing those, and can you see what a lovely thing that's done? Oops. So those are my post-it notes. So So I'll just lift that up. Don't know if you can see that. Now I actually use the grid lines on my piece of paper here, so that when I taped it down, I used a ruler as well, and I lined the ruler up with the line at the top and the bottom, and then butted the post-it notes up to there, so we've got a really neat line. There is a little bit, I haven't done a very good job there, but for the purpose of the video, you can see what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to do the leaf next. I do actually need to top my ink pad up a little bit because I've used it so much. So I think I'm going to put that at an angle. Oh, I've rocked that a little bit, didn't mean to do that. It's come out okay. And then move that to one side. I'm going to do the hooray. And I'm going to pop the hooray down the bottom. I love these photopolymer stamps because you can see exactly where you're stamping. Pull that off, and I have got a basic black card base. Now this is the tricky bit for me, is not smudging it when I'm sticking it down, because I am all fingers and thumbs sometimes. There we go. So I'll just pop that down, put some glue on there. And there we have it, the rubber band technique. Thanks for watching, see you soon, bye.